Before we get into this White Sox series, I saw a funny thing on the internet I wanted to share. The Twins are actually announcing this like they're excited that capacity is increased. There's tickets. Everybody, there's tickets. There's tickets available. Get out to Target Field. Come watch the worst team in baseball. The worst team in baseball right now. And the next available tickets, Friday, May 14th. Let's see here. What do we got? Cheapest ticket available, $22 for this section, $327 up here. I'm confused. Is this getting paid $22 or is this paying? What's up? This is Tom Froming from Twins Daily. Let's talk about this series against the White Sox. As you can see here, they lose 9-3. They lose 13-8. They lose 4-2. Swept by the White Sox, continuing just this unimaginably bad start to the season. Unbelievable, really. Even if you didn't have high hopes for the Twins this year, nobody would have thought they would be the worst team in baseball right now. Absolutely nobody. And why would you? This is a veteran team. This is a much more talented team than the worst team in the baseball has any right to be. Certainly there's been bad luck. There's been weird stuff that's happened. That's baseball. Every team kind of gets that stuff. Maybe you could make an argument more of that's happening with the Twins. They're not executing, in a lot of high leverage situations. That's certainly, never going to help anybody. But there's other stuff going on. It's kind of reckless to speculate about when you're on the outside looking in. And that's everybody now. Even the reporters who do cover the team on a daily basis, we're still in, they still don't have, access to the clubhouse. Even then, you don't have nobody knows the internal day to day like the guys on this team do. So it's hard to say something like this, but there's just no way that the chemistry's good. There's no way that the clubhouse culture is good right now. You can't be as talented as they are and as experienced as they are and the worst team in baseball without having those problems. And those things are hard to fix. Mathematically, you'd figure some of this stuff is bound to turn around. And I think certainly they're not going to play to this bad of a win-loss record, winning percentage pace the entire season. But there's not a lot of, there's not a lot of hope that they're going to suddenly play as well as we'd expected them to. It'll more than likely land somewhere in the middle for sure. But let's get into a little bit more. I don't have a lot to say, but let's talk about, we're going to go through the rotation, the bullpen, and the lineup performance in this particular 3-game series here. As you can see, the starting pitchers, some of the information on them, and then game score 2.0. That is a metric in which 50 is about an average start. Anything higher is above average. Anything lower is worse. Jay Happ, he gave up the most earned runs in his entire career, 9. It's actually not his worst game score of his career, believe it or not. But this is a White Sox team that feasts on left-handers. To be honest, I wasn't all that shocked that he got beat up. To this extent is surprising, but I wasn't expecting Happ to continue his great start because this White Sox lineup destroys lefties. So there is the starting pitching. Kenta Maeda, he did only give up the 3 earned runs on one swing of the bat. It was a 3-earned homer. It could have been worse. There were some good defensive plays made behind him. I did think overall that was a somewhat encouraging start from him going forward. There are some things out of that start that you can hope for going forward. Michael Pineda was kind of his usual Michael Pineda self, although he issued 3 walks, which was unusual for him. But still, 5 1/3, 3 earned runs, nothing, 7 Ks. Nothing too bad, nothing too great. Nice and steady Michael Pineda. Bullpen, 10 1/3 innings pitched, 8 earned runs. That is horrible. 13 strikeouts to 5 walks. That's not bad, not too bad. And then they only stranded 1 of the 7 inherited runners that they had. This has been a topic on this segment. They have been historically bad at stranding runners, and this is really bad too. 1 of 7 inherited runners you stranded. Really bad. And the WPA, super bad for the series here in the negative. Not much to add about the bullpen. They're starting to to rotate in some other guys and give some guys a shot. We've seen, Brandon Waddell come and go. We've seen Derek Law come in. We've seen Sean Anderson come in, to not a lot of success. So they're trying things. It feels like Jorge Alcala has been pitching in some more high leverage situations, but that's not going particularly well either. And we're at a situation where the only guy who's actually been pitching well of late is Alex Colomé, who was the train wreck to start the year. So we have gone complete full circle. And now, actually, we might be in a situation where Colomé is now the most dependable bullpen guy once again. So, figure that one out. It just, whatever is being done, it does not work. And that kind of carries over to some about the lineup, too. I mean, the two most frustrating things that you could have about a baseball team we're watching here: a bad bullpen and a team that's not hitting with runners in the scoring position. It's a little misleading. That's a little misleading because they do this. They have this game in which they lose 13-8, and they go 5 for 12 with runners in scoring position. So overall, that lifts their numbers. That's a nice performance there. But of course, it was mostly in junk time. Didn't really matter all that much. And then in the other games, they were 2 for 10 and 0 for 10, which is obviously terrible. Add it all up, they're still 219, which is bad, really bad, but not nearly as bad as if they didn't have this kind of nice junky performance in a game that it didn't really matter much. 28 men left on base. That is a ton for a 3-game series. They did have a 316 BABIP, so again, we're kind of back on that luck thing. That's a good luck metric, and 316 BABIP is pretty darn good. So you can't really point to that. Only 7 extra base hits in the series, a 43% hard hit rate. Pretty consistent. Again, these are just, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep doing these series recaps because they're so predictable. The Twins are hitting the ball hard. They're just not doing it with runners on base. And, we talked about, the culture, the, clubhouse chemistry. There's also definitely a confidence, to throw the third C in there. You can just tell nobody in the bullpen is taking the mound thinking I'm going to go out there and put up a 0. Nobody on the lineup is taking the batter's box with runners on thinking I'm going to drive somebody in. You can feel it through the TV that these guys do not have confidence in themselves right now. And it's just a buzzkill. So, man, again, I'm going to be trying to focus on some more maybe positive things or even funny things. In my most recent videos were a minor league highlight. You're going to be seeing those quite a bit. Yennier Cano threw an immaculate inning. I'll put links to that stuff up here. And then just laughing at Andrelton Simmons' awful swing. So be on the lookout for that kind of stuff. I'll be on the lookout for that stuff as well. I'm not sure if these things will continue. I don't know if I really feel like saying the same thing over and over again twice a week about this team. So I'm not sure if we'll keep doing these series recaps. Thank you for watching. Again, this has been Tom. For more Twins talk here on YouTube, if you can handle it, please consider subscribing.